Hey guys, what's up? My name is Jess and welcome to today's video. So today's video is one that I never, well, not never, but like did not think I would be making for a long time, and that is the video in which I tell you guys that I was laid off from Disney World. Heyo. It's been a few weeks, so I'm in a much better place mentally, emotionally to talk about it, so that's why it's been quite a bit since I've kind of sat down to chat with you guys about things. The last video that I uploaded before filming this one was the day that I went to the Magic Kingdom dressed up as Rapunzel. Had a great day. It was, when was it? Like a week or maybe like 2 days. No, wait. I think it was the next day. I'm pretty sure it was the next day. I got the email telling me that I was laid off officially from Disney World from my dream job. So I just wanted to hop on here to talk with you guys a little bit about it. I have mentioned it on my Instagram. If you guys are not already following me there, go ahead and check that out. I post things like, I try to say the same things on both channels, but they definitely are faster over there. So if you guys are not already following me over there, go ahead and check that out. But yeah, basically I announced that I was laid off over there, and so now I'm gonna do it here because I feel like you guys deserve to know, so let's just get into that. So if you guys didn't know, I have actually been a Disney cast member since 2014. I started in food and beverage at the Magic Kingdom. It was a time. Food and beverage was not my favorite thing in the world, but it just wasn't my cup of tea. But that was kind of the first thing that I was able to do at Disney, and while I was there, I worked a lot of parade audience control shifts. I worked a lot at Fantasmic, picking up shifts as like audience control type of deal, just helping scoot around big groups of people. They need a lot of people for that, so there's always extra shifts for that, and I loved doing it. After I did food and beverage, I did that for about 9 months, and I think on my like 6-month mark, which was when you were able to transfer, I put my transfer to be a character attendant, which I really liked. I will say that job was a lot more stressful than I think I knew going into it. It's stressful because there's a lot of different things that you have to be wary about, and I think back then when I was doing it, I was very not self-confident in myself and the words I was speaking of just like, please don't rough up Mickey Mouse. Things happen. But basically I was stressed in that position, but I did do character attending for over 3 years, I think almost 4 years actually. And I really did like it. I liked the majority of my shifts, but some I will say were really stressful. After I was done being a character attendant, I actually quit my job at Disney. I quit in 2018, I believe, because that summer I was going to Virginia I was in a show, just didn't want to make the drive to Disney anymore because at that time I was still a student at UCF. I was getting ready to graduate, and I'm like, you know what? This is not the time for me. I know I'm gonna be back soon. So I actually put in my 2 weeks and I quit. Rounding out to how I got my dream job at Disney, like I had said, I had quit I think that March or April of 2018, graduated, was it 2018 or 2019? I was only gone for a year, basically. So 2018, okay, wow, I graduated way longer ago than I thought. Cool. So I left Disney in April-ish, and that December, I had my senior showcase for my musical theater program at UCF. It was a show called Dream Roles, and I picked the character of Anya from Anastasia to do. I have a whole vlogmas from that entire time, if you guys are interested in seeing that whole thing. It's all up on my YouTube channel. But during that showcase, they invited industry reps, and I've never talked about this on YouTube, but one of those industry reps was from Disney, and that is not how I got the job, but one of the casting directors from Disney was there. He reached out to me in an email saying like, hey, can you come to this audition? Flash forward, that audition actually got canceled. So I say that was kind of how I got it. Definitely that helped, but in the spring they hold a lot of vocalist auditions, so I went and I auditioned at so many, was not getting callbacks, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what did I do? Did I ruin my chances? And then I believe it was in February, there was an audition for the Disney Junior Dance Party, which is my baby, and I auditioned, got my first callback ever from an equity show from Disney. I've been auditioning for Disney for 5 years, never got anything, and I got a call back for that show. Went in and I did my thing. The whole audition actually is on my YouTube channel. I filmed that day, like not saying what it was, but it is up. I think it's like successful Disney audition. So if you want to watch that day. But I did my callback, didn't think I got it because I had heard that some other people had heard that they got it, but about a month later I got a phone call that I missed. So I had to call them back the next day while stressed out for 24 hours. And the casting director gave me the job as a equity vocalist, as an equity vocalist at Disney World, and absolutely my top dream job ever. It was something I never thought I would be able to do, coming from being a character attendant, coming from doing food and beverage, of like thinking of myself as lower on the ladder than people, and finally getting that confidence of like, you're doing good things. Like, we believe in you, you're doing good things. That rehearsal process, I won't go into too much detail because in the chances that I will someday be able to go back to Disney, I definitely don't want to ruin that by giving away the magic, and also like in my heart I cannot do that for you guys. But basically the most magical rehearsal process of my entire life, the most magical like month. It was a long process, and being able to do my first show with my best friend with the blue hair was pretty remarkable. I'm not crying, there's literally something in my throat, hold on. Not COVID, I swear. Oh my god, I need water, hold on. Don't worry, I already cried earlier, so we are fine for this video. But basically, that job was a dream come true. I was an equity cast member for almost a year until COVID happened, and my last shift there was March 14th, which now that I think about it, isn't that the Ides of March? Anyways, that was my last shift, and I definitely thought I would be out for 2 weeks. I was a seasonal cast member, so I didn't really have a set schedule, just kind of came in when other people called out, it was nice. I definitely wanted to be there more often, but I absolutely would take any chance I got. Every time I was there was absolutely my happiest moment ever. My happiest time was doing the thing I loved. So I definitely thought I would be gone for 2 weeks, maybe a month, when they made the first announcements, and then basically things started hitting the fan real fast. Disney got closed for an extended amount of time. I got put on furlough, yeah. So as of the end of this year, I will no longer be a Disney cast member for the time being. Being an equity performer at Disney is the most thing, like, just I really don't have words for it, and just being a cast member and being able to be a part of that is just really amazing, and something that I like know, really cheesy, I know in my heart is not the end. I have a feeling like it's not the end. It sucks because I didn't get like a last show, but you know, in my hopes sometime down the line when things get back to normal, when, I don't know, new shows open and the international theme parks are back to normal and Disneyland can open again, I just know that somehow my path will lead me back to Disney eventually. But for now, I am sad to say that I will no longer be a cast member as of the end of this year. So that is the update. I am sad. Obviously, I'm sad I didn't get a last hurrah, a last show. I'm sad I didn't know what was coming, but I'm also almost thankful for that, because that would have been a rough last show if I had known that it was gonna be the last one. Like, when I have emotions, but I'm good at holding them in. So, but when I like have them and they're like intense, as in, I don't know, getting fired from your dream job, would have been just crying the entire time. So I think it's good that I almost didn't, but I do wish, like, for my cathartic release, I would have had that, but I digress. Other things have happened. The world is in shambles, so it's fine. Also, I really need to stop doing this. I think it's a coping mechanism and I'm not about it. So where does that leave us now? Great question. So I'm living in Orlando in an apartment that I love with my roommate Ryan. After this, I've got some thoughts. One of those thoughts, and one of the main thoughts, is leaving Orlando. And I don't want to say anything for certain because nothing is for certain yet, but I don't like Florida as a whole. I'm not a fan. I grew up in Tampa. I've lived here almost my entire life. I spent a few summers in Maine, and then I was an exchange student in Europe for a year, but the majority of my life has been spent in Florida, and I just don't like it. it's really, really hot. Like, it's nice in the winter when the sun is out and it's nice chilly breeze, but we only get that for like a week. So the majority, I just don't like Florida. It's very humid, it's very hot. Not a fan. So in saying that, the only thing that has been holding me in Florida is obviously like my family's here. They're in Tampa, so it's easy to get to them, but I don't go over there super often. I go over there for holidays, but normally we just FaceTime. The other reason I've been in Florida is the theme parks. I've worked at Disney, at Universal. Universal is a whole nother video. I'm still employed at Universal, I just am not working, which is fine. I can still get into the parks and have fun, so I will take that. But the only thing that's been holding me in Florida, in Orlando, has been the theme parks. I am almost seeing this as an opportunity to finally get that okay to go and try new things, and that's like not a forever thing, and it's also not an official thing. So like I'm just, we're brainstorming here together, okay? I've been posting some stuff on my stories about like, hey, what should I do? And people are like, yeah, go for it. And my best friend is like, stop talking about it, just do it. And she's right. So one of my ideas has been moving actually to the Pacific Northwest. It's a place I've always wanted to visit. I've never visited, and I'm talking about moving. I was looking originally at Seattle just because I think Washington's really, really beautiful. I think Seattle's in the middle of a bunch of really beautiful places. Not only is a city really nice, at least from what I've seen. Obviously every city has issues, but overall Seattle is really, really pretty. It's really nice, and surrounding it is pine trees and wilderness, and that's something I really don't get in Florida. I don't like palm trees. I don't like swamps. I don't like any of the like foliage, the plants here, but what I love are pine trees and like evergreens and firs and just like north trees. And I love rain and I love cold. So I was looking at Washington, but more recently I was also looking at how I don't have that much money because Seattle's very, very expensive. Amazon is over there and a bunch of like really big companies, which has kind of skyrocketed the rent prices. And although I have a wonderful job that I really love, it does not pay me enough to live in Seattle, and the job situation's a whole nother thing. Right now, staying with it, I love it. We're really great. In the future, not sure, but I really love what I'm doing. So we'll hit that in another video, I guess. But so far so good. We love my job. But I was looking at actually Portland, Oregon for the future, for the end of my lease. My lease ends in April, and after that, I really, I was looking at places to rent in Orlando for after that, and I just was sad. I was like, I don't want to be looking for places to rent in Orlando. What's holding me here right now? The theme parks are what I love, and right now it's just not, it's not smart to kind of stay here for that specific reason. Like obviously they're up and running, but I really don't have a job at either right now. So should I be, in a sense, wasting my life waiting for this thing to maybe not happen? At this point, I'm 25 and I have nothing holding me down. I have a cat who, can travel with me. I don't have a significant other. My job is remote. So like, I can really go wherever I want, at least, in a sense. There's some other details I need to figure out, but in a sense, what's holding me here? So I, would love to hear your opinions about Portland in general. I've done a lot of research. I even found like an apartment complex I really, really like. I'm kind of ridiculous when it comes to trying to plan things and getting an idea in my head and then not budging on that idea. And so I did budge on Seattle because Seattle is just very expensive and I want to live well. I don't want to live like, if I could, I would move to New York, but I don't want to slum it in New York. I want to like thrive in New York. Yo girl is not that rich, so we cannot thrive in New York, but I think I can thrive in Portland. So that's kind of that idea. That's kind of that life update. Nothing else much has really happened since then. I work 9 to 5, well actually 9 to 6. I work 9 to 6 Monday through Friday. I've been going to the theme parks on my off days, and well, sometimes like today I'm just spending it filming a video. I slept until 1. It was wonderful. Just, trying to work on my YouTube again. I know I took a bit of a break, and I always say that I take a bit of a break, but we're trying to actually do the thing again because I really enjoy it. I really love sharing my life with you guys, and you are all saying that you miss my videos, so here's to coming back a little bit more frequently. Yeah, that's the major update. I'm also doing WW, which is known as Weight Watchers. It's just gonna be a whole nother video. Basically, I've like lost 12 pounds, so it's going well, and I need to stop doing this, but that's gonna be a whole nother video. But those are the main updates. So as of right now, I did get laid off from my job at Disney. I am thinking about moving out of Orlando, and yeah. I don't know how this video went because I really did not want to have a script for it. I was thinking, I'm like, well, what points am I going to touch? And I think this is such like an emotional / real life thing where I don't think it needs a script, and I think just talking with you guys has almost helped me process it. That's the thing about YouTube, is it seems as if I'm talking to you guys, which I totally am, and that's kind of the direction, but in reality I'm in my room with the ring light filming, talking to my camera in my apartment alone, and I think that's helpful. I should probably get a therapist to do that too as well. But in the meantime, I have you guys, and this camera. So that's the update. I'm gonna end this video because it's getting quite long. I hope that kind of just covered everything that was happening. I'm not really gonna go into more depth on the whole Disney thing because there's really not a ton to go into depth about, except the fact that, you know, a majority of the shows at Disney World are now closed, and these layoffs definitely are affecting a lot more people than I think people know about. Like non-Orlando, non-Disney people, they affected almost everybody I know, unless you're full-time. And even my full-time friends have all been like transferred. So it's just a thing that's happening to everybody, and I can try to take it personally, you know, like what did I do wrong? But it was none of that. It was COVID. It has affected almost everybody I know. So right now it's just let's get through this and let's get through it together. So yeah, that's that. I'm gonna end this video like I just said, but I will talk to you guys shortly. If you guys have any other video suggestions for me, things you want to see, let me know in the comments below, because I'm feeling very inspired to be creative again when I, you know, don't have my other outlets to be creative. My performing outlet, definitely filming and video editing are really, really great outlets for myself. So let me know what you want to see, and I will talk to you guys in my next video.